Hey, Natalie. Don't you think you've been keeping your poor mother waiting for too long? I'm dying to know the details. Tell me everything. Hey, Mom. Details about what? Your wedding! Duh. You're marrying such a dreamboat. I'm excited to hear how the planning's going. Whatever you've already decided, let me know. I want to hear about it all. Oh, wedding stuff. Well, about that. I've got some news. Oh, how exciting! It feels like just yesterday you were still my baby, going to school. And now look at you. I can't believe you're getting married to the company president's son. Have you found a venue yet? A garden would be lovely, especially in the spring. Oh, I know. Maybe you've picked a grand estate. It would be perfect for your fairy tale wedding. To think that my own daughter gets to have such a lavish wedding. I'm so proud to be your mother. I'm so glad to know that all those years I spent raising you weren't for nothing. I know you're so excited for me, and I hate to let you down like this. I'll just cut to the chase. We broke up. What? You're not making any sense. You two aren't together anymore? Yeah, we broke up last weekend. We thought it would be best for the both of us if we separated. Last weekend? And I'm only hearing about this now. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. It's been a bit hectic lately at work, so I kind of forgot to give you a call or something. Wait, hang on. Can you just back up and explain this to me? Like, what do you mean you two broke up? Wedding planning can be really stressful, so it probably got a little overwhelming for you two. I'm sure it was just your usual lover's spat. Nothing too serious. It's probably not worth breaking up over, right? Don't tell me you two really broke up. You're still going through with the wedding, right? We aren't together anymore. We split up, going in different directions. To put it plainly, we broke off the engagement. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the wedding's not happening anymore. What the heck happened? What is the meaning of this? You could have had it all. You could have married into such a rich family, but you threw it all away. Are you insane? How could you make such a stupid decision? There were a couple of reasons why we broke up. It's kinda complicated. Well, you better start explaining it to me right now. I deserve to know. I already told all of my relatives. I told everyone that you were gonna be the wife of some hotshot company heir, and that our families were going to join together. They all know. What am I supposed to tell them now? They'll think I made it all up. Mom, why would you run your mouth like that? Forget about that. I won't accept this. You need to make up with him right away. Get back together with Eric. I don't want to. You ungrateful brat. Children should do as their parents say. Mom, why are you acting like this? Don't you think you've made me angry after spouting all of that ridiculous nonsense? It's only natural that I'd act like this. You better beg him to get back with you. You're just overreacting. I don't really need to go that far. I'm not gonna do that. Moreover, this was a mutual decision. Even his parents have accepted it. What's your problem? Well, I can't accept this. You think I'll let this slide so easily? Huh? I told you. Eric and I decided this together. No, you two are getting back together. Do you hear me? You can't pass up this golden opportunity to marry into money. Until you two make up, I won't let you come back home. Mom, you're being too much. Natalie! Oh my gosh, I heard from Mom. Did you really get dumped by Eric? I wouldn't put it like that. It was more like we parted amicably. Amicably, huh? I don't believe it. You guys were engaged. There's no way you two would just casually break up out of nowhere without a big fight. That's impossible. And he's the son of your company's president, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh, your life is totally over. You're definitely on the chopping block. I probably wouldn't go to work on Monday if I were you. You're just being dramatic. It's nothing like that. Everything will be fine at work. I don't understand how you can be so chill about this. Your whole career is at stake here. Although, I guess these days they can't just lay you off without a good reason. If they ever need to lay anyone off, you'd probably be the first to go. Your life is as good as over. What? You know, since the beginning, I had a feeling things would turn out like this. And then, sure enough, you two broke off your engagement. It's like I'm a psychic or something. Well, you were hopeless from the start, I suppose. Are you finished on this very offensive stream of consciousness? What I'm saying is that you and Eric work at the same company, right? And on top of that, there aren't that many women working there, right? Yeah, because our company deals with construction. It's not exactly an attractive field amongst women. What about it? Do you think we only got together because out of all the women in the company, I'm the only one around the same age? Oh, no. That's not it at all. You're getting it all wrong. Since Eric is set to be president once his dad retires, he'd pull so many women, I'm sure it would have been big trouble for you. He's a hot commodity. Excuse me? He probably only liked you because you were the only woman around. Poor guy. He probably didn't realize there were much better options elsewhere. He could definitely do so much better. I bet he finally realized that and dumped you. That's definitely not what happened. Oh, I just thought of something. If you got dumped by Eric, and he's single and ready to mingle again, should I shoot my shot? Maybe I'll be his next fiancé. If I manage to snag Eric, then I can be his trophy wife. What the hell are you talking about? You don't get to complain. You got that? You two already broke up, so you don't have the right to butt in. You can't hold a grudge against me, even if I get married to Eric.
I heard from your mother. She said that you and Derek broke up.
Great. Looks like Dad's up next. Well, what about it? Are you gonna tell me to reconcile with him? Or did Liana tell you to talk to me about her going after Eric?
Huh? What are you talking about? Of course I'm fine with the two of you calling off the engagement. It would be more difficult if you two had gotten married and then divorced instead. Whether it's right before the wedding or whenever, isn't it good that it happened without any problems?
Thank you! Finally, a rational person.
Of course, I never would have thought that you would break off the engagement like that. You should do what's best for you. I want my daughter to marry someone that she truly wants to be with, from the bottom of her heart.
Thanks, Dad. That means a lot.
I know I haven't messaged you in a while, but I have something I wanted to get your advice about. But first, are you doing all right? How have you been since you called off the engagement?
I've been doing okay. The transition's been a little hectic. Why? What's up? It's pretty rare for you to ask for advice like this.
Well, I hope you're sitting down. I've been thinking about getting a divorce with your mother.
What?
I thought it would be best if both me and your mother were there on your wedding day. You know, as a united front. But then I was thinking that I would divorce her after the wedding. But since you broke off the engagement, I'm thinking that I might as well just divorce her now, since I don't really have a good reason to hold off on it.
Wait, hold up. Why do you want to divorce her? Are you really going to after all this time?
I'd rather not tell you, since you're my daughter, and I don't want to burden you with these things. But honestly, it's tough living with your mother. This old man just wants to live in peace all by himself.
Did you have a fight with Mom? Is that what brought this on?
No, we didn't have a big fight or anything. Even if we did, I wouldn't even have the energy to fight back.
Then what's the matter?
She's been unbearable since you and Derek got engaged. She kept saying things like, "Why didn't I end up with a rich and successful husband like that? Life is unfair." Or like, How did I end up married to such a depressing loser? It's your fault I can't be happy. You better take responsibility and do something about it, you bum. I'm sure you get the idea. She'd say stuff like that, blaming me every day for the way her life turned out.
She really said all that to you? Every day?
At the beginning, I just let her say whatever she wanted, and I had hoped that she'd get over it eventually. But out of nowhere, I was just at my limit. I had it up to here with her, and that was the final straw. It was a moment of clarity. In one moment, she was still my beloved wife, and in the next, it was like all love I had for her was gone in an instant. I guess in my own way, I plan to make your mother happy by doing this. So she doesn't have to be married to a loser like me anymore.
No! Don't talk about yourself like that. You're not a loser. And I'm sorry you went through all of this. I'll support you no matter what, Dad. You deserve to be happy, too. If divorcing Mom is what it takes, I've got your back. And whenever you feel the timing is right, I'll back you up when you're ready to go through with the divorce.
Thank you so much, Natalie.
Where will you go? Are you gonna give Mom the house? Or are you gonna drive her out of the house once you're divorced?
I think it'll be easier if I just give her the house. She'd probably kick up a storm otherwise, so I'll just find a new place to live by myself.
You're probably right about that. I know a lot of people who deal with real estate because of work. If you need help finding a place, they can help you search for a good location.
That would be really helpful, honey. Well, I think it's getting a little late for your old man, so I think I'm gonna head to bed now. Again, I really appreciate the support. Take care. Talk to you later. I know your mother and sister have been saying all sorts of nonsense, but I'll be here to support you, no matter what. Stay strong, honey.
Natalie! This is a bit sudden, but I'm just letting you know that you're forbidden from entering the house ever again. From here on out, you're not allowed to set a single foot inside. You can never, ever, ever come back here. What? That came out of nowhere. What happened? What did I do? I'm cutting you off. And why is that? By chance, does this have anything to do with me breaking off my engagement to Eric? Are you saying that you're still mad about it and that you're disowning me? That's part of the reason, I suppose. But it's mostly for something else. What do you mean? What is it? Oh, you foolish girl. Actually, Eric and your sister decided to get married. What? Seriously? Liana is really going to marry Eric. And when that happens, you're going to be Eric's sister-in-law. Oh my, this is hilarious. I feel bad for him. His ex-fiancée is going to be his sister-in-law. That's why I'm disowning you. Wait a second. Are you being serious? You're really going to cut me out of your lives like that? Do you really need me to spell it out for you? Come to think of it, you've always been a bumbling fool. I remember when you were in elementary school, you ran the relay one time. Even though you were in first place, you stumbled right before the finish line and blew it. And when you were set to get a high score on your SATs, you ended up failing because you got a fever the day of the exam. Why bring all this up? What are you getting at? All of this is to say, ever since you were little, you've always been a hapless fool who attracts nothing but bad luck. This is the perfect opportunity to finally get rid of you. Mom, you can't do this to me. I have no use for a daughter that would pass up the chance to marry into money. You would have wanted for nothing if you married him, but you threw it all away. Stupid girl. In times like this, I'm glad that I gave birth to an extra daughter. You're the worst. How could you say that to your own daughter? I'd say getting disowned is worse. Get out. You ruined your chance to marry into a rich family. When your sister becomes the president's trophy wife, I'll have no use for a dimwit like you. Since I'm the company president, I doubt that would ever happen. What? What are you talking about? If that's really how you feel, then go ahead. Do what you want. Disown me. If you have nothing else to talk about, we're done here. I don't think Liana will ever become the company president's wife, but congrats on the wedding, I guess. Can you convey my congratulations to my dear sister for me? Hold on. Let me get this straight. You said that you're the president. Yeah, that's right. What? Why are you only bringing this up now? This doesn't make any sense. You just broke off the engagement. You should be the company pariah. And your company is run by Eric's father. How could you be president? Yeah, that's true. Eric's father is the current president. There's no way that little old me, an average company worker, could become president. But you're wrong. I was named next in line. I'll be the president once his father steps down. Are you kidding me? That's impossible. I don't believe it. There's no way that my unremarkable, dime-a-dozen daughter will inherit a successful company like that. Eric is his son. He's the one that should inherit the company. Just because he's the president's son doesn't mean he'll be the next one for sure. While nepotism does occur in some companies, there are some companies that truly value hard work and the skills of their workers. You can't be serious. The current president, in other words, Eric's father, terminated the employment of his own son, and then he appointed me as the next president based off of merit. No, it can't be. Eric was leeching money from the company account. His father probably had an inkling of what he was doing, and once he looked more into it, he found that Eric had even embezzled quite a bit of money from the company. He flipped out, and then immediately after that, we were all notified that he was terminated. Oh my gosh. No way! After that, he even called me over to his office. He told me to call off the engagement with his idiot of a son right away. What else could I do? It was the boss's orders. But why did you end up becoming the next president? You were his son's fiancée at one point. That's a bad look for the company. And you're just an average employee. This doesn't make any sense. I was far from a lowly employee. I was the vice president. You were? How could you possibly not know any of this about me? I got hired back at that company after I built up my own startup company. It got bought out by my current company, so I was made vice president. I've been featured in a bunch of articles as an outstanding woman in my field. You need to question yourself as a mother for not knowing this. You? A good example. As if. You flub everything you do. And that's what I was talking about when I said some people are promoted by merit. Because the president values real skill and dedication more than anything else. He said he felt better about entrusting the company to me, rather than his pea-brained son. And that's why he personally appointed me as the next company president. Do you get it now? So, you're saying that even if Liana and Eric get married, it's meaningless? Our hopes of her marrying into money and joining together with such a prolific family are all ruined? This was all for nothing! I have no use for any of my things at the house. Feel free to toss it out. Oh, Mom, by the way. Yes. It's too late to take back any of the things you've said to me about disowning me. I promise I'll work hard as the next company president. I'll make you proud.
Hey, Natalie. Guess what? Looks like your mother and I are getting divorced without a hitch.
Really? That's great news.
Since you told her about you becoming the president, and what with Eric's termination, she's been kind of out of it. Like, she sits around all day with a dazed look on her face. So of course I had to take advantage of it and get her to sign the divorce papers.
Wow, you really did it, Dad.
She probably didn't know what the heck she was signing. It's in her own handwriting anyways, so there shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, of course. If she signed it herself, it's legit. You should make your escape now before she comes back to her senses. Well, now that that's over with, let's go out to eat pizza!
That'd be great. I'll message you later then. In the meantime, I'll be busy moving my stuff out of the house.
That's probably for the best. When Mom snaps out of it later, she probably won't even notice that you carried all your stuff out.
You and your friend really helped me a lot by finding a new place. Thanks to you guys, I'm able to rent out a really cool spot.
Has your daughter, It's only natural that I would want to help you out however I can. Compared to all you've done for me, this is nothing. I'll talk to you later. Let me know once you've settled in, okay?
Okay. Make sure you work up an appetite, all right? Today, I'll take you to one of my favorite pizza spots.
You're so cruel! How could you do this to me? Why didn't you tell me that Eric was fired? If you knew, you should have told me right away.
Is my name Miss Cleo? I'm not a psychic. I had no idea you'd be a scumbag and get engaged to him after we just broke up. Be grateful that I at least told you before your wedding. I told Mom and figured she'd tell you right away, but I guess I made it just in time right before you sealed your fate. I heard you just couldn't wait, could you? I saw you went down to the courthouse to get married in front of a judge.
What do you mean she already knew?
I'm not surprised, but don't you think it's horrible that Mom was going to wait until after you got married to tell you the big news? She probably would have told you right after you said, I do. Well, at least now you know. You're pretty lucky you found out when you did.
Lucky? You call this luck? I'm all out of luck!
Oh, don't say that. You're being dramatic.
Why are you doing this to me? Are you mocking me? Like you just said, we're legally married now!
What? Did I get it mixed up? Again, not a psychic. All Mom said was that you two were going to get married. Not that you practically ran like the wind to go and actually do it.
Well, that was a long time ago. The original plan was to have a wedding. But after some thought, we figured there was no use in waiting.
I don't know what to tell you. I love how you're blaming me, not your scumbag husband for keeping this from you, or Mom for knowing and not saying anything.
Ugh, Mom. How could she screw me over like this? She's probably so out of it that she forgot to tell me. She's going crazy.
Oh, it's that bad, huh?
She never told me. Although it was kind of an impulse to get married the way we did. I had to do it before he dumped me on the sidewalk like yesterday's trash. I just didn't want to end up a washed-up spinster like you.
Who the hell are you calling a washed-up spinster?
Why is this happening to me? We literally just got married. There's no way they would let me divorce him so easily. I even asked Eric if we could get a divorce. And you know what he said? He was like, nope, no way. I don't want to be alone and all by myself. He just wouldn't agree to it.
It's probably because he got disowned by his father. They're probably not on speaking terms anymore. And he's definitely not getting any financial support.
Ugh, this is utterly ridiculous. I just wanted to be the president's trophy wife. Is that too much to ask for?
He can crawl his way back up the ladder if you help him out a bit. If he's able to become the president, you'll get what you wanted and become the president's wife. But wait. You'd first have to help get rid of his giant pile of debt.
Debt? What debt?
Eric's father was kind enough to not report him to the police. But in exchange, he made Eric promise to repay him in full within a year. That includes all the funds he embezzled from the company and the money he stole from his father's savings.
In only 1 year?
By the way, the amount is $80,000.
$80,000? In 1 year? That's impossible!
Well, good luck. As that man's wife, you're gonna need it.
Natalie, what do I do? Dad disappeared. I don't know when it happened, but all of his things are gone.
He probably left because you two got divorced.
What? Divorced?
Oh, you're being serious. Did you really not notice?
What are you saying? What is this about a divorce? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Dad got fed up with you and got a divorce. He said that he already submitted the divorce papers. It looks like he's having a blast living alone at his new place.
He turned in divorce papers? What papers? I never signed anything. I didn't agree to any of this.
Oh, but you did. You don't remember? I was sent a picture of the documents. And sure enough, it's definitely in your handwriting.
What? That can't be. How did this happen? And how am I supposed to keep living if your father isn't here? I'm just a housewife. I have no other job. I have no way to support myself.
Did you forget that you disowned me? So, you see, we're not family anymore. That's not my problem.
Excuse me?
Don't worry, I'm sure you'll be fine. You still have Liana, don't you? Like you said before, good thing you gave birth to an extra kid. In times like this, aren't you glad that you gave birth to an extra daughter?
Sweetie, do you still have a grudge about what I said that one time? You know I didn't mean it.
You won't ever see me nor Dad ever again. Don't you worry.
No! Please, please tell me where he is. I need to see him.
Who in their right mind would tell you? By the way, Mom, looks like it's just you, Liana, and Eric, the new man of the house. Good luck living together in that hellhole. When I hung up on Mom, reality finally sank in for her. She would stay in that house all alone without Dad. Moments later, Liana and Eric came stumbling in through the door. They both wept at my mom's feet, begging her to help them repay Eric's debt. Although they were out of luck. My mom racked up her own mountain of debt because she thought she was about to be related to a rich family. In the end, if you compiled all of their debts, it would be over $100,000. The three of them each worked their own part-time jobs. They lived paycheck to paycheck in order to be able to pay off their debts and still have some left over for basic necessities. As for my father, he was fully enjoying his second chance at life, freedom, and happiness. Back at my construction company, sales had nearly doubled now that dimwit Eric is out of the picture. We're definitely gonna pop some bottles over here. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button.